And I'm back with more Dot Hack GU. And this episode is just me leveling up for the arena. Again, because no guarantees I even need to do this. I'm level 23, but I'd rather do it. Level 21. No. The level 20 is only in the... Damn. I guess 29's too much. So... It's like 26. Okay. Well, we'll do this and then whatever levels I get should be enough. And yay. Despite my best efforts, oh boy, I get to show off Piros. Was not planning it, but whatevs. I also get to show off the bigger weapon too. So, anyway. So he's a Lord Partisan. He's the only person that is a Lord Partisan, and he uses Big Lance to do smacks. Okay, got some traps, but not too worried about that. Just bypass the traps. If you get hit, you get hit. It's not the biggest thing. But yeah. Yeah! Alright. So. But yeah, there we go. I personally don't like this weapon style when you consider how good the other weapons are. Yeah, and look at all the levels. Rip movement. Okay, so she's got it now. Let me switch back. I'm level. Okay. Corpse. So I can switch over. Maybe customize. Eventually I'm going to get better stuff, but sleep attack still seems to work fine. What I want is paralysis or charm. I've said this before. But for now, let's just do that. In the second game, they allow you to immediately switch from weapon to weapon style, like if you get stuck. For now, you have to do it in the menu. But hey, such is life. Bayonet. And a health drink. Cool. I do think that once I'm done here, I should be good enough for the arena. That's going to be my next...
Oh, my blood is boiling now.
That's going to be the next thing for me is... getting the arena. The thing about it is, I believe in the first arena fight with Bordeaux, you only have to get them to half health. So it's not like the most arduous thing. But I'm still sitting here going, I'd rather be over-leveled than under-leveled for anything. Because at this point, you can get to like level 50. You don't need to. You can get to like level 45, 46 by the end of the game, and you'll be fine. Same thing with, like, the final boss. You only really need to get to, like, level 145, if that. But hey, free episode to do that is better than nothing.
This'll be quick.
Oh, this is a... Oh, okay. Well, shit. Should have known. Oh, no, I can just... Yeah. Yeah. So if you see the red bar, then use that weapon. Other times you can switch out during skill trigger. That's what I remember. But yeah, knock out their shells. These guys explode, which is annoying. So curse. Forget what curse does. Oh, takes my SP. That makes sense. Not that I'm gonna use it that much, but whatever. If it sounds like I'm a little meh, it's just because I don't have a lot to talk about, because we haven't really done a lot of story stuff yet, and this is a non-story segment. What I could say... Oh, I know. Those Animal Mania and picture quests and things I didn't focus on, the things I didn't do, that was another one of those, like, smaller quest lines. So in this game, they have a lot of things like kicking kicking lucky animals, or getting skills for, getting chimp spheres for Mecha Grunty. I think it's 50 per game. Then there is a side quest, again, you finish the Forest of Pain and you fight a level 150 boss or something. Little stuff like that. I've stated this before. Quest lines, they have them and they're there, but they're not anything mandatory. They exist to exist. They exist to pad out the runtime because they set the game at certain levels, so they give you extra busy work to get you to the levels that you need to get to, rather than do what I'm doing, and that's grinding either on or off camera.
This is it. Be my power.
But as far as quests themselves go, it's what they do. It ends up most of these times it's kind of the same per game. Somebody will call you up and say, "Hey, could you join me on a whatever quest to do whatever for the 3 or 4 not grunties, but like shopkeeper PC kind of dudes, NPC kind of dudes." And you do that thing, when there's kicking the chim-chims or whatever, and you do that, and you get like a little smidge of story stuff with them, but it's not anything substantial. This isn't like the quests with characters in the original Dot Hack where they say, go to an area and you'll learn a bit about my characters and stuff. I think that happens with like one person in Game 2. But by and large, it's just to, fill and pad time, which is why I've chosen not to do it. And it stands to reason, like, what is appropriate. Like, some people love doing all the stuff and showing all the game and doing all the things. That's fine. I didn't show every single thing in Persona 3 or 4 or 5. yet, and I didn't plan on it. When I play a game, I've said this before, I'm playing it to have fun. I dealt with this with Shantae specifically, even before I found out that I could beat it because of that level design near the end. I was fully intent on getting, all the 100% crap, because I think the only game I ever got close was Ys 8. I did the EO story, I got that done, I did that boss fight, but by and large, in most cases, I have said I'm not going to fight Ozma, I'm not going to fight whatever, I don't want to do the Nemesis thing. The most I'd say with Final Fantasy X was, I'll go back and do the Final Fantasy X stuff or the Dragon Quest Part 3 on its own separate time, if that ever got voted. Because I'd say with Dragon Quest, at least that has story implications. It's a different type of story and a different feel to it. So it makes sense that there's a story involved. Yeah, screw it. I need levels anyway. But by and large, when you're done with the story of Final Fantasy X, you don't really need to play it again, other than to enjoy it.
This'll be quick.
And to be fair, there is a there's part of it that says you should or should want to always show off, hey, do every single thing to do everything, that's possible. I did this with Infinite Wealth. I played this on my own time. I streamed part of it. I try to do kind of half on stream for Twitch and then half or 75% on my own time. In a YouTube space, that seems not as feasible because I can only sit and record whether my internet dies or not, or my technology, as we've seen recently, wants to be a dick or not. So with YouTube, it's I can choose what I want to show, just like that. But I've never been one of these people that wants the achievement of saying I've done the thing. But I can fully grasp the understanding that there's also what if somebody wants to know how to fight a super boss? Is it something that I should be doing? Something I should be showing? To an extent, yes. But there's a weighing of how much extra levels that takes. And one of those times... Oh, that's unlucky animal. One of those, for me, I think came up when I was doing Shin Megami Tensei 5. When I was playing it for myself. I wasn't doing it for Twitch or YouTube or whatever. I was near the end of the game, and I said I wanted the true ending. And I wanted to see everything there was to get to the true ending, and I didn't really need to... Actually, I think I did need to beat that super boss, but then I found out that the super boss was level 95, and my characters really couldn't get to that point. And then when I did do it, my characters weren't good enough because I wasn't using them properly. Because I didn't use the right ones, and they were under stat-wise, they were under-leveled. But even more than that, I was grinding for a week, non-stop, on level 85 to 83 enemies or something, to get me to level 95, just to fight a dude, just to find out, wow, his stats and his tactics are a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not saying that that was the only reason, because I've had this mentality for a while now. But I also know that my reasoning should make sense, because if you're spending an hour trying to fight one fucking boss, whether it's a super boss or not, you're doing that for a challenge. You're doing that for the belief of having done it, the need of having done it. It's one thing for me to sit here and go, hey, maybe I could do Emerald Weapon and a Ruby Weapon with Lee, and, you know, that'd be one thing, because turns out Lee was like, it's not as hard as you think. Turns out it was. Other times, I'm sitting here going, yeah, no, I know what it would take and how much it would drive me insane to do a lot of the stuff in the Final Fantasy X backlog. Which is why I didn't show it. I wanted to show the story. You know, and it's not something we discussed, it's something in my head internally. What I'm saying is, for anybody who knows Final Fantasy X, as an example, you know that there are two types of games in Final Fantasy X. The main story and the post-game content. And one thing that I've ascribed to is stating that I'd rather have fun than push myself to keep going. That's why with stuff like Nier and Shantae, I've readily admitted, look, for whatever reason, I was not enjoying the thing anymore. I'll make that post and comment, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not going to suffer through whatever a game's thing is just to prove that I did it. The same with difficulty settings. I'm not trying to make a thing more difficult than it has to be. That's why I'm leveling up now, so that I know that I'm like maybe 2 or 3 levels ahead, or at the level that I need to be for Bordeaux. Even though I know how to beat Bordeaux. I know how to beat Bordeaux. I've done it 5 or 10 times in my life. So her levels aren't like that crazy. This game isn't hard. You can make a game as hard or as easy as you want. But, it's always personal reflection of a character and a belief system, I think. To do what it is you want to do.
Damn, this is bad.
And how you want to do it. Because how you approach something and how you talk about something says a lot about what you want to be, who you want to be, how you want to dictate things. And I think for me, like, the way I try to edit things, or not at all, honestly. Again, could I push myself to do harder things? Yes. I think anybody can do anything they want to do, depending on how much time they want to spend on it. I am totally aware of that. But if my streaming software decides to take a shit, and then all I have to do is press a button, and it still at least saves part of it, there's a little smidge of a problem? Okay. I'll just edit that, and we'll get to the next bit, and it'll be done. I don't have any fancy graphics or fancy bullshit. I'm not on camera anymore. I've said that for a couple of years. It was easier to not be on camera, because I don't really need to be. And it also is easier to watch the footage while I'm playing it, while not being on camera. And you get to see more real estate of the games, too. I try not to edit anything if I don't have to. If there are reasons beyond my control that I have to, or I self-edit, it's like, say, the Chim Quest from episode 4 or whatever. Like, I'm basically saying, I don't want to show this thing. Because I think it does a disservice to the story and to the time. And part of it has to do with being on the clock. YouTube, I'm competing with billions of videos. I'm not stupid. I know that this video series can only get so many people.
Well, that's that, I guess.
But I think people would say, okay, would you rather watch a 35-minute video or a 30-minute or a 20-minute video? If I can cut that thing down when I know this isn't really part of the story, I'm just gonna get rid of this shit. You know, I've said as much. It doesn't do anything for the story. It's just there for busy work. There we go. This is a different story because I'm talking through things. I'm showing off the gameplay and certain characters and whatever. It's a judgment call every single day.
I remember this. It was
Course
like-
unknown. Fuel passing life form to Tim Sphere, please. Oink.
Because best foot forward.
Tim Sphere.
It's a best foot forward kind of situation. Because I think it's better for me, because all I have to do is plug in my shit and go. Wherever I'm at, I try to show off. As, you know, warts and all, whatever this looks like. Is it the best thing? I don't know. Is it the coolest game? I don't know. Is it something everybody wants to play? I don't know. But I'm gonna try. And give the game its due course. And when I talk about this game, I say, what is the best thing about this game? The story and the characters. So, the quicker I can get to the meat of that story and really avoid stupid bullshit like Piros spending 2 or 3 minutes talking about himself as a graphic designer because it's a cameo from the other games, like, it's entirely reasonable. Maybe you played the other games and thought Piros was the best character. That's fine. So maybe my play of it would be a disservice because I'm constantly saying, well, this is a useless part of the game. It's, you know, because I'm super fucking serious about, like, tone and whatever. And I think there's a line that Piros crosses and it says, okay, this isn't fun anymore. This is just trying to be stupid for the sake of being stupid. You know, comic relief has its place, but I don't think the comic relief of Atoli screaming at Haseo's face has a lot more, like, in-game value than Piros standing there like an idiot just being a cameo. Right? So, again, that's personal preference. It's not... It's different for everybody else. So everybody has a different definition of what they want to see and what they want to show off. Like, if I wanted to, I could spend the time every episode and cut. This guy I know, Jockey, he goes through all the stuff. He plans out everything, and he will edit where he needs to and, you know, get in and out, in most cases, 10, 20 minutes. I wouldn't want to do that to save my life. More power to him to do it the way he's done it, because he knows how to be efficient. And, you know, his way of editing suits his videos, and it works great. I would not want to do that. I think the scourge for me is editing and sitting at an editing desk and doing things, which is why I don't do reviews or podcasts. If you notice my podcasts, I have the image and I sit there. Like, my prep is I watch the stuff. I watch the stuff and then I have a little bit of a backlog and I say, hey, here's the thing I liked. Here's the thing I didn't like. And again, I'm not saying Jockey is right or wrong. I'm saying Jockey works with what he does. And, I mean, he'll play stuff that I would never think of playing. So definitely check him out. He's awesome. But, you know, he'll play the Final Fantasy games. He'll play Paper Mario stuff. But he'll also play stuff like Honey Pop, which is like something I would never touch. But he'll make it more interesting than I ever would, because I'm a stream of consciousness kind of thing. And there's a methodical basis for, you know, editing stuff and understanding what works, how you work in the algorithm and how you try to do stuff. And I'm not saying that's what he does. I'm saying this as a difference. stream of consciousness, getting back to what I do, versus what it would take to sit there and go, okay, I've done the video, but now I need to edit all the volume. Now I need to choose what parts I want to keep in, you know, because there are people who will sit there and watch their videos over and over. You know, I remember another guy I used to watch said he would watch his video back while editing, then watch it again and do it. I'm like, I self-think in my head, okay, do I want to show this? I will sit here intentionally and say my editing style is, okay, I'll cut this out if I have to. I begrudgingly choose to sit at my desk more than I have to. Why? Because my neck and my knees and my hips and whatever can't sit for too long. But I'm also thinking, I have 20 or 30 minutes more of my day, or even an hour more of my day, to sit and watch TV, or to go outside and go for a walk, or watch a YouTube video, you know, watch Jockey's video on something, or watch somebody else's video on something. That's why I sit here and go, okay, my production value may not be amazing, but I'm also like, plug and play, what you hear is what you get, and I'm not kind of rehearsing things. I don't like rehearsing things. I don't like pre-planning things. Most of my pre-planning is, hey, I've got a list of things I want to talk about in a podcast, put up the image of the thing, and I'm done. You know, I'm not plugging it all in and showing all the like the traditional podcast thing now is to show you talking and with or without guests in front of the camera and doing whatever. No, I don't care. I don't care being on camera. The only time I care about being on camera is for the Buxton stuff. And I think there's something time-saving. I live in a world of, I would rather go back to doing, I love doing this, but I also love having more free time. Is what if I want to go watch a movie? What if I want to see stuff? What if I want to work out? And if I know I have to spend 20 minutes to an hour editing a thing, that's 20 minutes I don't have to do another thing. So choosing not to show off certain parts of a game because I personally felt them kind of stupid is, you know, a personal choice, but also a thing of a reflection of like, all right, that goes into what people want to watch. If you want to watch somebody else, you're well within your right to play, you know, do something else. I've said before, the only thing you don't want to do is insult a viewer or a player. And I'll end my point is, because I think we've beaten almost everything. I remember hearing, you know, and this was not me, this was other people, you know, telling me about their situation. How you'd get, you know, comments on videos or whatever. And a lot of people, I don't deal with this a lot. In most cases, I've dealt with like one or two people saying I should shut up and not do this anymore. Or I should stick with LPs because my, you know, podcasting style was stupid. Well, I ended up with more subscribers than that guy ever did anyway, so that's one way of putting it. You know, if I was really vain and stupid, I could say, well, I have more subscribers than they do, so what the fuck? You know, but that's as dumb as saying, that's like Seth Rollins telling Will Ospreay, well, I've got more money in my bank account, so I'm a better wrestler than you. That's not how that works. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know who you are. You're some random person I've never... If it was one person, like, I knew personally, saying, hey, I think your videos are too quiet, you know, whatever, that's constructive criticism. But if you're going to sit here and tell people, hey, you could do this and 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 do this, telling somebody how to play a game or sounding like it goes against the fun of it. Somebody on a YouTube space or a Twitch space or a TikTok space or whatever is doing it either because it's making the money or because they're enjoying it. And if you're coming across as a complete asshat because they're not playing the game the way you do, unless it's like part of a discussion. If you're discussing, oh hey, this is a cool thing I learned, you know, maybe you want to try it someday, that's one thing, you know. If it comes up in the conversation, if you're imposing, and I have to catch myself doing this sometimes too, if you impose on somebody, then you're the problem. Everybody's doing the best they can under the best situation that they can. The only thing a person wants to do is to have fun. If it's working for them and they've done the thing and it makes them money, cool. That's a different story. But if you're going to sit here and be a bitch about how somebody does a thing, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you the one playing your own version of the game? And then getting all your subs thinking it's your right or what your way of doing the game. You know? Right?
To fight Bordeaux's team.
So is my point being, I'm never going to impose a person to play the same way that I do, and I'm never going to ask somebody to watch my videos, because let's face it, I can only post them. I can't force a person to watch every single video, because there's no way to do that. I don't expect everybody to watch every one of my videos. I wish that were true. I wish I had 1 million fucking subscribers and I could always just sit here and not do anything for the rest of my life, so I didn't have to work. You know, I could just play games for work, I guess. But that's not a way to live. But I'm also not going to sit here and go, I'm playing this way, so you should play this way. If you ever feel that way, and I'll end the video this way, if you ever feel that your way of doing things is better than the person in front of you spending their free time for your enjoyment, pretty much for free, you should stop what you're doing and reflect on what you're doing, or you can go off and do your own fucking stream. You could do your own fucking videos. You could do your own fucking podcasts about whatever. If you think you're so goddamn special that your opinion is the one that matters, out of the billions of people, if you're going to antagonize a streamer for playing a way they want to play, rather than the play you think you should play, that's more of a reflection of your character than anyone else's. So by and large, the way I play a video game now is different than what I played 5 years ago. But there's only so much that I can do as a person. But I play it because I think this is the way I want to have fun. And I hope everybody else who does enjoy this knows that I don't take this lightly, but I still want this to be a fun hobby, because that's all it is at the end of the day. Dot Hack is a fun game, and I hope people enjoy it. And I hope they enjoy the way that I do it, you know. But if not, there's millions of other people who probably played this before. But that'll do it for this video. It's a little bit of a reflective piece, I guess, because I was bored out of my mind grinding. But hey, you do stuff as you do stuff. So, next time, we'll fight Bordeaux, and we'll get to the fun bits, the story beats. Hopefully, at a level where I can fucking destroy them. So, I'll see you next time.